What is up, guys? Taft Artington here. Gonna do a commentary video over a game I played about 2-3 days ago. Um, First thing I'd like to say is if you notice this black box right here, this is an add-on that will show me the enemy's team. Blizzard did it worked before where you could just see them like as soon as you load it in, but I guess people were dodging pre-made teams, and so they went ahead and did something where this no longer works. You can see when I go to Alliance, it shows 8 players, but it doesn't show uh, who they are yet or what their classes are. So that's what that black box is. Um, Secondly, if you see right over there, see this guy over here going for like the east exit. So at level 60, it makes sense for everyone except for like the hunter or the rogue who's playing defense. Makes sense for everyone to go out that east exit. At 19, however, this doesn't make sense because you don't have mount. It really only makes sense for the druid, or like if you're gonna like send 2 people for flag, druid and mage, or druid and priest, or like get a rogue stealth out there. Uh, but pretty much everyone else should be going tunnel. There's really no advantage to going out that east exit. Um, Go ahead and skip through some of this intro stuff. Um, so there you can see that add-on working now, and you can see I swapped off that frost resist ring for my monkey ring. So this was shot before I realized I was honored with Warsong. So with these boots, they can be batched. That means someone else can get the boots about like 3 seconds after you get it. Um, and you've probably seen this done. And the same thing with Zerker and with Relief Hut. Or not Relief Hut, with Rejuve Hut. They can all, these little bonus things in Warsong can all be batched. So someone could go in right now and you'll see it will pop up again and you can also get it. So I've got the hunter targeted. I'm waiting to see when he targets me. That's when I need to stealth. But he never ended up targeting me. Also, something about the positioning. Let's look at that positioning real quick of my team. So, well, you can see it kind of on this small. I have the transparency zero. There it is. There it is. Let's pause that. Ooh. So, this is not the ideal type of positioning. The ideal positioning is one in which everyone goes out tunnel, and they hover around here where you can see my mouse is moving between Zerker Hut and tunnel entrance is where the bulk of my team needs to be to kind of play goalie, to kill the enemy flag carrier before he gets into base, and also just give your team a little bit more time to prep for a mid fight. The problem with going, really you should only see like this one person, or like one person who went out east to continue going like down graveyard behind, not necessarily behind Rejuve, but like over here far east, and then push up like that into base, grab flag, come out. Everyone else should be around here defending the base instead of doing this wraparound. If this alliance team was more coordinated, this would never work. They would be able to counter this very easily, but since it's a full pug, and by the way, I am queuing solo in this game. Since this is a full pug, they're just disorganized. Like, this hunter has no clue his team's getting killed from behind, so I just clear him out. And so what I'm going to do here is, since someone is going for the flag, and you can see them on that little like game mini map, the transparency is to 0, but you can see we've got one person up there going for flag, so I don't have to worry about it. So I get to play a normal rogue's role, which is returning flag. And so you can see their team is very disorganized here. They're just sort of all over the place. Right now, our team is in a great position. We're all clumped up here. The Alliance team has like a couple have gone into base, but most of them are just sort of disorganized in mid, which allows us to clear them. You can see that Pancakes guy is going back. He's going to try and get the return on our flag. While I sit here, I'm gonna play goalie. Um, and wait for the enemy team to pick up flag. Get the sap. Always open with the sap if you can. You can see this rogue tries to bait me away. I'm not going to buy it. Instead, I'm just going to maintain my own positioning. The alliance team has picked the flag, so I need to stay mid or stay like right around here and watch for where the flag comes out to get the return on it. Problem is, no one's calling what's going on, so I don't know where to go, and you'll see me type here call EFC. If you're in a pug game, the biggest thing you can do, or in really any game, even if you're in a pre-made, the biggest thing you can do is just call out what's going on. Like if you're carrying the flag, call out what you're seeing, just so that the more people can be aware of what's going on, the better positioning they can get. The higher chance of winning, obviously. So just like communication is just so big. You see me, I'm just twiddling my thumbs around here in mid. I don't really know like where he's going, so. And this can be a problem where like they can clump up here, no one calls it, so we don't know where to go, and we end up getting distracted. This would have been like the ideal time, and you can see where I turn my camera just to check, because that would be an ideal time for him to sneak behind ramp and to get out of here, to get on his side of the base. That would have been ideal time whenever someone pops up like this and you've got their mid team sort of distracted. But there he is, I see him, he's on top of tunnel. And someone also had just called it. So I'm going to make my way up. And I saw there was two people with him, so I'm going to go ahead and stealth. One of them's a priest. Well, they're both priests, so I'm going to go ahead and get the sap on that priest. And then I see he's alone, so I'm going to pop sprint and engage on him. This is a perfect position. He's completely away from all of his support. I go in for the ambush there. It eats up his bubble and allows me to just burst straight through, kill him. Okay, so you can see here, whenever I went up, our flag carrier should have gone into base at that point. He should have gone into base, and he should be around where the boots are at now, if not even closer to flag for this return. But that's why you can see I don't instantly return this flag, because in a scenario like this where you can see there's nobody around to actually pick up the flag. Now there may be a rogue lurking, but you can see there's no one visible there to actually pick the flag, so there's no need to return it. If the earlier you return it, that just gives the enemy team that much more time to get the flag and get out. So you want to delay flag returns if you can, and in this situation would be that type of scenario where you could delay the flag. But since I see our flag carriers right here, it's really not going to make any difference, so I just go ahead and return it. Now ideally what I should have done, now I know there's one priest over here and I think someone might be engaging on him. Ideally, I guess what I could have done differently here is I could have gone taut on top of tunnel and then pushed into base to secure the cap, but I figured, you know, he should have that cap. He's at the flag. I'm gonna go ahead and help the mid fight here clear out. There's a rogue there. Get the sap on him. Always open with the sap if you can. And I see they've just picked the flag, so I'm gonna just keep killing. I'm gonna keep their team dispersed. You want to keep the enemy team as dispersed as possible. I go through, get some more music. The more spread out they are and the more staggered, the better for you, because it allows you to do like what's happening over there, which you just saw. 1 second, what you just saw over here. This guy is completely alone. He's you know, he's not helping anyone by being alone like that. And then you can see I look over here, and what do we see? Two of his teammates, a 2v4 going on over there, which they're just going to end up dying. or not really being able to do anything useful. Meanwhile, they've got someone in our base, completely what I would assume to be alone, and we've got our base just crawling with people. So the likelihood that he's able to get out is, or at least get, successfully get the flag to their base is very low. I'm still waiting on the call though. I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna just continue to play goalie here. So there I see the EFC is ramp. But the problem is he's got a priest with him, he's got that rogue right next to him, and we only have one person over there to assist, and I just want to get a good position on this guy. And I know if I go over there right now, it's just going to be, I'm going to get peeled, I'm going to get rooted, something along those lines. So I just want to get a good position on this guy. And they just got a res as well, so they're all going to be grouped now, and I realize it's just not going to work. Like, engaging on the EFC at this point, it's just not going to work with our team being, what is now kind of just scattered everywhere. So I'm going to go for the Zerker so that I can get on that Druid and burst him down quickly. Problem is somebody should have called ramp earlier and I would have been able to engage him on ramp. And so here's a very weird situation that you pretty much are only ever going to see in a pug game, in which our flag's position, or our flag carrier's position, has regressed completely to back to their base, even though we've had the flag for like over 5 minutes. And the EFC is on their side when at least half of our team is still on our side. This is extremely bad, precarious positioning. This is not ideal. It's literally just me and this flag carrier and our flag carrier, who, and I guess that shaman technically is also ahead of the EFC. And you always want to have at least one person ahead of the EFC to secure a repick if it's needed. And I'm guessing that's what this flag carrier is doing, is he's realizing no one else is, in front, and so he needs to get out there. It could also be that this flag carrier had been flushed out of our side of the map by rogues, and what he's doing here is just trying to kite those rogues around to get them off of them. But I'm still going to go for Zerker. And remember, there was a rogue over here that we had seen. So that's why I was sitting there and stealth spamming sap. But I don't see him anymore, so I'm just going to go ahead. And now it's like a very sketchy situation in which our flag carrier is up their tunnel. And it's just this one shaman behind him, and then the flag carrier directly behind him. They burst that shaman. He's a non-twink. Good thing our flag carrier, you can see there, got the boots ahead of their flag carrier. Let's back up a second. So you'll see here what I do is, boom, you can see this rogue stealth here, and I see that and I say I need to get in combat. He could pop sprint at any second and sap me, take me out, so that's why I attack that hunter there and get into combat while I continue to pursue the EFC. Check he's not there. And at this point you can see our flag carrier has already gone out and now he's crossing mid. Boom, put down the ambush there. So I pop rocket boots. I resist the Nature's Grasp. I'm guessing he's not improved. Maybe he is, but I resisted it nonetheless. That's why you get +5 resistance to cloak. And I drop a bomb here. You'll see the bomb is going to hit, but there's this hunter who comes on and serpent stings him, and instantly, you see that serpent sting instantly breaks the bomb, and I'm not able to catch him. So what I had to do is pop a speed pot. But it's still a good situation because he is now rocket booted, and he just made a mistake here. What he should have done was he should have gone into the enemy flag room, but instead he went tunnel. I guess because he thought he could get a roots on me, which would have made sense if my potion was on cooldown. And so, and both potion and sprint, if both of those were on cooldown, that play would have made sense because he could have fairy fired me and then rooted me outside and been able to get a good position, but it wasn't. And I popped sprint, or I popped the speed pot fairly early. He just may not have seen it. So like right there, boom, he's getting a lot of, but he's getting a lot of distance. But then I pop that speed pot. I'm going to be able to catch him. And so what happens here is he has now created this huge gap between him and his support when he's basically at 50% health with a nasty rogue right behind him. So he should have gone into flag room, and his healer should have had the ability to realize that the flag carrier just popped rocket boots. I should turn around, and he's going to loop back, and I can just meet him there with an AoE fear and some heals. But that didn't happen. And instead, he goes out here, and so I realize this is going to be a very easy kill. I go in for the ambush. Maybe I should have gone for the garrote, but shouldn't make too much of an issue. Go ahead and gouge. Let the energy tick, and then open back up with them. Kick those roots, and very simply kill their flag carrier. So I hope that's kind of like, I think that's a good example to see what all happened there and how he ended up dropping the flag when they had superior positioning. Like if we go all the way back to this moment, where'd it go? To this moment, where was it? Right here, or it's about to be. Let's see. Wait, did I just skip it? Oh man. Yeah, from this moment right here, how it went from this to a return. What had happened was, number one, no one was able to slow that EFC, so he was able to get those boots, or our flag carrier, so he was able to get the boots. And then what happens is, let's skip forward a second. Let's just go back to where the mistake was made. Right here is where the mistake was made. So the priest does what he should do. He AoE feared me, which is fine. That's what he should have done. It makes me blow my will of the Forsaken. Okay, right here. So he's in a very weird situation. Ideally, he should have turned around, bashed me, and then instantly went into a root since I had just popped the Goblin Rocket Boots. But he didn't. Instead, he went for his Nature's Grass, which I resisted. And then the mistake was made where he jumps down here. I guess he thought if he didn't jump, it would have caused like he would have just been under too much stress. Like I would have just put too much pressure on him. And if you look, it's literally just me. And two other people got peeled back there, so they're not even like a part of this. And he jumps down and pops those boots and goes away from his assist. And that rogue doesn't turn around to help, and so he tries to come up. And then again with the bomb and how it gets instantly broken. And at this point, I would assume his priest is probably entering tunnel like right now. So yeah, that it would have made sense to go that direction if I hadn't just popped the swiftness potion. It would have made sense if I hadn't have popped that. He might not have seen it, but he really should have gone into flag room and gotten assist, or have just turned around altogether. But you can see he waits too long to get the roots going. He allows me to get distance there, and I was able to close that gap, and it's history from there. Anyway, so we continue on. You can see someone had just died in their flag room, so. You see that? Watch this. I don't know what Blizzard is doing with their game, but they are. Look at this. Look at the gearbox and watch how I click it. It goes gold, and it still doesn't pick. It's like, what is going on? Oh, also, for running flag, just so you know, always go ramp unless connector is blocked. So whenever I say connector, I mean this area that we're in right here. This is connector. If this is blocked, then go tunnel. If you go tunnel and then tunnel is blocked, go ramp or go roof and wait for your team to assist. If um, and the only time to go graveyard is if your team calls it. So just FYI. It's always ramp unless connector's blocked. If connector's blocked, go tunnel. If then tunnel is blocked, go roof, wait for your team, and then only go graveyard if your team calls for it. Um, so what's going on here position wise is we've got their flag, they've got ours, and now we're both going into clash mid. We have a superior position. We have really good positioning right now. Our entire team is right here. If you can see where my mouse is, it's fully transparent. We got one guy there in our graveyard. That's that shaman who keeps getting killed. But the entire team is right here. I'm in a perfect position in front of my team. I'm in a position where I can go get an early sap and get right on the flag carrier. We don't know where he's at because nobody's in our base to call it. So I go ahead and get a target on him. Oh, there he is, right there and coming down tunnel. So from his perspective, he should be able to see out a tunnel and see, look, he should be able to see our entire team right here. At which point, he should have turned around and gone roof. But he didn't. He just comes out like this and tries to make a break for ramp. I get the sap out on the hunter, and then I see, oh, there's that druid from behind. He's most likely going to try to, so I peel him, and then we just get on him. I mean, and there's nothing he can do at this point. He's done. This is 9 people on one, and he's just not going to be able to get away like that. So I don't know. You saw him pop that sprint just before he died. He should have popped the sprint right here, if not even earlier, to turn around. He should have seen us here in tunnel. He should have said nope, pop sprint, and turned around and gone the other way. But he didn't, and that's why he died. It was bad positioning. So yeah, we get that return. They get it instantly, a new pick. So right here, I make a little bit of a mistake. What I should have done is I should have done a throwing weapon, caught that rogue in combat. But for whatever reason, I didn't. And I just go right here on this hunter because I know he's super easy to kill. And I kill him. I guess I had assumed that that priest would have kept that target in combat, but he didn't. And so he got the stealth. So I go stealth and try and get the sap on him, but I'm unable to find him. You can see me spamming the sap button there. And now I'm waiting for the call. I'm waiting to know which way do I need to go, so I target EFC. I see what debuffs he's got on him. Looks like he's gonna die. So I just hang out here and I play goalie. There's a big ambush right there. And I'm not going to pursue him because I'm not trying to get caught up with only one person out here, and they've got like 5. And we get that cap. So that was a good play. And so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play goalie again. Since we already have someone going for flag, I'm going to go ahead and play goalie. And since they've got this big group, I'm just going to work my way from the back, starting with the stragglers in the back. And just sort of work my way up and deplete their numbers. Not trying to get caught out too much. Gonna mainly focus on their priest. I'm gonna push that priest back, keep them separated. I see that rogue and that hunter are following me, so what I do is I kite them out away from that group fight that's happening at the entrance of tunnel, because there's 3 on me and only 1 of me. So it would make sense that I should kite 3 enemies away from a team fight that's happening. Because if I were to go to the team fight, it would just be, 1 more for for my team and 3 more for their team. So it is better that I were to kite them away from that team fight to give my team the advantage there. Which I don't think my team ends up winning that fight anyhow. But it's okay because you can see they start spreading out here. So I decide to go in and engage a bit. But you can see there my team is starting to get wiped. And they are gaining control of our tunnel entrance again. I make kind of a risky move here by pursuing this druid. He's actually a pretty decent druid. He knows, for the most part, what he's doing. And I think I was just, I don't know, sort of thirsty for blood, I guess you could say. Alright, but check this out. And this is another thing with this batching business that Blizzard has, this scuffed batching business that Blizzard has going on. You can see the Entangling Roots cast bar, and then watch my kick. Because I swear my kick goes off before he finishes that Entangling Roots. But just watch and tell me what you think. Right, it definitely looked like, watch it again. It definitely looks like my kick goes off before his roots finishes. There, you can see I just clicked it, and you can see the cooldown timer. You can see the cooldown timer on the kick has already gone off, and the roots hasn't finished. Look at that. Look at that. You can see my kick and the internal cooldown timer, the global timer, which you can see on my Slice and Dice, on my Sinister Strike, my Eviscerate, all of it. All of it, the global cooldown has already started, and he hasn't finished the roots cast. And this is why Blizzard is so stupid, like, for not fixing this batching. And I don't think I have an instance of this where you see the batching scuff up a stealth, but it happens a lot, and Blizzard seriously needs to figure it out, like, fix it, man. Like, that is, I don't think I could show you more clearly that sort of situation there, where it's literally, or I literally just showed you. I want to get it again exactly. Where I literally just showed you that kick going off before he finished the cast. I think it's right there. No, it's going to be like a millisecond before. There it is. There it is. You can see my kick is on cooldown. The global has already started ticking, and he's still casting roots. Oh, and by the way, what's about to happen is these 3 rogues over here see me, and they're gonna come and get on me, while I'm really the only like force here in mid trying to secure this last cap. But yeah, man, really just pisses me off how Blizzard is so negligent with these mechanics. Like the Russians who run these private servers on toasters do a better job than the billion-dollar company Blizzard is with this game. Just absolutely appalling. Really is just upsetting. Anyway, we're not going to focus on the negative. So I've got 3 rogues here. 1 rogue went on that warrior. 2 priests and a druid. And I think a hunter also. Or no, a warlock. All on me. So I have to pop a GM and get out of there, because they would have easily killed me had I not done that, but instead they turn around and get on that warrior. And I get over here with our flag carrier to try and field some of their offense to take care of it. I need this imp to stop attacking me so I can drop combat for a sap. You can see that guy's trying to sap me there, but it caught me in combat, so he just went with the garrote, which is fine. And I'm just, at this point, I'm just hoping that this flag carrier knows what he's doing with positioning. So I just go up and I peel this druid here just to get him off. We don't need roots on our flag carrier with that many rogues right on his tail. So I just start putting out damage and just trying to create pressure where I can. I see the assist people there, so I just get on their assist, We cannot let those roots land on our flag carrier. It will be easily the death of the flag carrier with that many rogues on him if he gets rooted. So we kill that druid, and then I see this priest going for a heal, so we just go ahead and take care of him. It is a sort of interesting position. If you see this, my flag carrier, he's coming down their ramp, which is what he should do because we just cleared out pretty much all their people. There's this one rogue right here who, for whatever reason, maybe he just did a lot of damage to our flag carrier and he's like sensitive to it, so he just ends up turning around, which is totally weird because he ends up running right next to that priest who could have feared him. But us two right here, we could have peeled for him. But instead he decides to kite around like that, and I realize what he's doing, so I just go ahead and turn back down, and I see his positioning. And at that point I was kind of annoyed with the flag carrier for not coming down, because look at this. Look what we have here. We have our priest right here, and we have our two rogues right here to support. But he turns around, and like it really just sort of made me upset that he would do that when he should have just ran straight through and kited them into that priest or kited them into us two rogues who could have gouged for him. But he didn't, so that's why I just say screw it and I just go for this Zerker. But it was a good play because I ended up getting a sap on that rogue, and he ends up running by, so I go ahead and recombob him. I seriously didn't think he would have made it. But yeah, now we've got the Rezzers, who we had just cleared their entire offense team. They've rezzed, and now they're back on us. It's the same situation. But if you can see here, we've got people pushing up. You see them as well over there. We got people pushing up, so I think, okay, well maybe this might work. But I'm rooted over here, and this rogue just got out of my sap. And so it's really a clutch play that he runs the flag straight to me, and I'm able to get the pick. And then I see you've got that. I was late on that bomb. I should have seen it coming. I should have gotten that grenade off earlier. But it's okay because we've got our support who've just come up here, and they still haven't picked the flag. I don't know what's going on in the Alliance team's mind, but look at this. We've got a good position right here. We've got someone playing defense in base. We've got two people in the graveyard, which is fine. We've got some Dindu over here doing nothing. And then the rest of the team is all right here, all around the flag, which is just great positioning. You don't usually see that in a pug. And I go pick a new song. Okay, so here's something. With this rogue, you see I just sent a throwing weapon on him. And the reason for this is because I can tell what he's doing. This rogue, he's a good player. He definitely has his wits about him. There's a... I want to pick that song. So you can see there's that rogue again. And I can tell what he's doing is he's trying to save the team. He's actually playing the game. He wants to get a sap on me so that he can just la-di-da run up and pick the flag. That's why I have to go and keep him in combat with the throwing weapon. And that's one of the reasons why you want to use a throwing weapon and not a bow. Yeah, and he realizes I'm not going to let him drop combat and stat me, so he just goes ahead and sprints up to get the next pick to try and save the game, have them some amount of honor or rep for the game. So I just go ahead and I jump taut, and then I get in position because I assume that our team is going to make their way back towards base, and since they're a bunch of pugs, they're most likely just going to go up tunnel, and that's why I go on top. And because I assume that's the most likely way that the flag carrier is going to try and take the flag. And yeah, I see he's got the Curse of Agony, and I see, okay, well there's our Warlock, he's in Connector. And then someone calls it either going ramp or graveyard, so I just go ahead and push up. And there he is, Evasion, because I want to dodge that gouge, which I did. So you can see a good rogue is almost always going to open on a gouge in this sort of situation. That's why I evasion for that dodge, and you can see he went for it. And then I go for the bomb, keep him in place, finish him off. Okay, and here's another thing. He dropped the flag before he died. He realized game over. But what I do is stupid. And there's sort of like two things with this. The first thing is what I do is stupid. You can see I've got my gear, the gear mouse over to click the flag to return, which is really not a smart move. I mean, I think in the back of my mind I knew that the Alliance didn't have a position advantage, and so I could return it and still get the cap. But that being said, I wasn't for sure, and so I should not have returned it. I should have delayed that just to give me a better position on getting a cap, and I just popped sprint, so I was just wasting time trying to cap it. The second thing with this is, what is wrong, Blizzard? How am I not, you'll see whenever I press play, I'm not able to return the flag even though it's right there in front of me, and I've got the gear over it. Look at that, I just never able to return it, and you see I've spammed it multiple times. And I'm not out of range on that either, it's right there. Like, let's look at that again. Well, I shouldn't have been trying to return it anyhow, but it is good to highlight that point that what's going on, Blizzard? Why why did that not return? That's insane. But anyway, we go ahead and you can see the guy who was with me. Shout out to Redfin, I think that's who it was there. Let's look at that again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the only warlock in the game. Yeah, shout out Redfin. We played good that game. And he knows to delay that cap. And because there weren't any enemies around. I don't think there were any enemies in the base. But yeah, we go ahead and we get that cap and we win the game. So that's pretty much it for this game. And I don't want to keep going and talk your ear off, but let me know what y'all think, if y'all want to see more like commentary videos like that, just so you can see my perspective on things and like how to play the games. I don't know, I'm up for whatever I can do. We can do like highlight videos with like plays and stuff. I do need to make a updated jump video because there are multiple new jumps and there are new ways of doing old jumps, and there is a jump that I believe is bannable that I can show you. And then I also still need to do the armor video, the find out like the coefficient for armor so that you can compare armor to stam. But other than that, let me know if you like this type of commentary or if you want to see something else, because I mean I could do this all day long, record a game and then go do commentary over so that you can see like what's going on in my mind, and how I play the game, if that's what you want to see, because I pretty much finished up all the itemization videos. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think.